Today on Mod Summed Up, we are summarizing Industrial Craft 2 by a large team of modders. Industrial Craft 2, or IC2, is deeply rooted in modded Minecraft. In fact, it is so deeply rooted it is not unreasonable to ask if there was an Industrial Craft 1, which there was. It was all the way back in the beta 1.3 to beta 1.7 versions of Minecraft. While currently many people view IC2 as unnecessarily grindy, it has played a very important role in shaping today's tech mods. IC2 adds a system very similar to RF called EU, standing for Electrical Units. A vast majority of the time, EU is incompatible with RF. Using cables to transfer EU causes it to lose a small amount of power, more loss for longer distances. You can use EU to power machines like the macerator, which doubles ores. But be careful, if you supply too much power at once, a machine will explode. You need to throttle back your EU to low voltage for most machines, using transformers. There are a couple of other things you probably take for granted about modern tech mods, such as the ability to break machines without using a wrench. But these mechanics can play a very good part in immersion and provide an added layer of complexity to automation without requiring in-world crafting. IC2 has no built-in piping beyond EU cables. IC2 has significantly above average steps for crafting items and blocks. These steps can often be made more efficient using additional machines. Hayo features of IC2 include scrap boxes, UU matter, which is kinda like mystical agriculture without the agriculture part, nuclear reactors, which will provide a devastating explosion if not properly monitored, the classic mining laser, and quantum armor. Now let's wrap up with the Pack Dev's Corner. Industrial Craft 2 holds an interesting spot in the pack. Since EU generally doesn't work with RF, it can feel completely isolated from other tech mods if it is just stuck in without much thought or care. IC2 does have custom recipe support, but not through CraftTweaker. It does have a config that is pretty good, but not as a .cfg. IC2 has no major performance issues, and a great development team. Noteworthy add-ons include the currently outdated GregTech, compact solars, and advanced solar panels. I rarely see IC2 without compact solars and/or advanced solar panels. Also note, Tech Reborn is essentially a much buggier, less fleshed out IC2 clone that accepts RF, with a couple of old GregTech features. Forestry also has several EU utilities. In conclusion, Industrial Craft 2 was a very important mod in the history of modded Minecraft and is still well developed and very much usable, with some care today. And that's all I have for Industrial Craft 2. Thank you for watching Mod Summed Up. Hayo!